We need to
Yeah.
cancel this. I've never been a customer of a company before that made it so difficult, pretty much impossible to cancel.
Right.
So anyway, I did what any other good pissed off customer would do. And I went straight to Google and I was leaving bad reviews. I was making videos. I was posting on all my social media and I was telling people, like, hey, I'm going to be really vulnerable for a minute. This thing just happened to me. And yeah, I'm pretty pissed about it. And I want the world to know, don't go do business over here, right? That's what
Right.
everybody does. So I started telling the story. Now, it was about maybe 60 days or so that went by where I'm talking about like 4 to 5 times a week. I am making a post. I am making a, because I was pissed. Like, my credit wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good.
Right.
Enrolling with them, it went from that status to I couldn't finance a tank of gas. Like, it was
Yeah.
bad. It was
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
worse than
Yeah.
what it was when I came to them. So I'm like, you guys put me in a worse position and I have no way to fix it. So it's about 60 days or so. It's about 2 months in. And it was weird to say this because I know people say this for other references. I just haven't found another way to word it. But, it's one of those like, hey, I wake up one day in this thing, right? So, but I did. Like, I woke up and
It
I was
happens.
like, I was like thinking, like, what's the next shit talk post I'm going to do today?
Right. Right.
And as I was balancing it, I'm like, damn, I've been doing this for almost 2 months and my situation hasn't changed. I still got shit credit. I still
Yeah.
have problems.
Yeah.
So I was focusing on getting my frustrations out and letting my emotions take over rather than solving the problem. So this is where I started researching, figuring things out. And I was like, you know what? I paid for courses, I paid for all types of things to just learn and get educated about credit. Once I set it up, I'm like, all right, I'm going to try this on myself. My credit's already fucked up. It can't get worse. So I'm going to
Right.
be my first customer. And now, fast forward 8 years, um, I own a credit management company. We help people with all things credit. So it's personal credit, business credit. Doesn't matter if it's you just want to call to learn how credit works. If you've had a
Yeah.
mistake in your life and you want to actually fix it, not stupid, debt consolidation stuff that tricks you into thinking it's being fixed. But we do help people with settling accounts and things like that. But
Yeah.
now it doesn't matter what happens in regards to credit. We are pretty much the company to call. If you just want to look at it, if you want to fix it, or if you have good credit and you want to know how to make it better, or how does my
Yeah.
personal credit affect my business credit? What are things I could do to separate it? If it's just
Yeah.
information or an actual repair or advice, we are that go to company.
Nice. Okay. Now, what's the name of the company again?
James Warren Group. And
And how do I find it if I want to become your client?
So you would just go to our website. You would go to jameswarrengroupinc.com and you'll see our website. You'll see all the information there. You'll also notice another tab right in the top that'll just say like fix my own credit. And this is where it gets really interesting because, our company gets paid to help people and advise people. But one of the biggest things that makes us different is I've always told people you don't have to hire a credit repair company. Other credit repair companies are going to talk with you and say, here's all the reasons you need to hire us. We don't do that. Hey, here's your situation. We could totally help you with this, but take the analogy of cutting your own grass. You could totally
Yeah.
do it. You're going to get the same outcome. It's going to take the same time. Everything's going to be the same. The difference is just who does it. And when
Right.
it's 105 degrees outside, you probably don't mind paying me that day to do it so you can stay inside and do other things. But
100%.
then we have Dispute Eagle. So when you click that button and it says fix my own credit, it's going to open up Dispute Eagle, which is what we launched 2 years ago. And this is me putting my money where my mouth is. So I've been preaching to people, you can do this on your own. But other people on the internet try to make it seem like it's impossible, like you need them. You can't do it on your own. It's difficult. You don't know enough. You're not good
They
enough.
just want your money though. Yeah.
Right. So now Dispute Eagle is the proof that that's not true. So people can go and create an account over there. And it's pretty much our software that will scan the credit report so you don't have to learn how to read one. And then it'll pick out the negative items so you don't have to go looking. You just have to agree that, yes, these are the things that I want to dispute. It'll create the letter on the spot, it'll email it to you. Your only work is you print it out, You sign it, you mail it. You didn't have to type it out. You didn't have to figure out what to say. Excuse me. You don't have to figure out where to mail it. Nothing.
Yeah.
An instruction letter comes out and everything exactly what to do.
See, now that's magical because, like, as somebody who I had identity theft in the early 2000s, and so unfortunately now you can purchase my information on the dark web. Like, lots of bad guys have all my information, and every once in a while, like right now, I've got a bunch of collection for like an electric bill in Detroit,
Mm,
Michigan. Like, I used to go to Detroit for work, and I have the feeling it's probably related to, something got snatched there, whatever. But anyway, so long story short, now I'm like battling with this energy company. I signed up for LifeLock a long time ago, and they used to take care of it lickety split. Whenever I said, when they basically ping you and say, "Hey, there's a new negative item on your credit report. Is this you?" You used to say nope, and they would take it from there. They'd call you and say, "Did you really mean to say nope?" And you say, "Yeah," and they'd be like, "Okay, we got you." And then it would come off your credit report. And to me, like, it just looked like magic. And I didn't really care what was happening behind the scenes. Now they sold themselves to Norton. Now it's Norton LifeLock. And now, like, the whole business model has changed. Now they're basically like, well, we found it for you, and you got to go take care of it now. All you got to do is this, and this. But that's it. Like, you are on your own. They found it for you, and that's pretty much the end of the assistance now.
mm.
So fine, except for, like, the average person doesn't know all the steps that they need to go through in order to get that stuff off their credit. And that stuff's not even mine. Like, I can't even imagine like what you have to do to get like bad credit, like true bad credit items resolved. I don't even know what you do,
Yeah.
but it's amazing that you have like ways to get help. Like, if I do want to deal with it myself, maybe I just want to know how the process goes so that I feel like I have more control over it, since it's going to be a lifelong thing for me. But I'm signing up.
Yeah, thank you again. But that's the whole point. So what I'm just trying to do is get somebody to take a action. I don't care which
Yeah.
one you take. I just
Right.
want you to take a action because if we compare it to the gym for a second, so you know that you've been wanting to go. You know you've been wanting to drop that 10 pounds. You know you've been
Yeah.
either, unless if you wanted to gain that 10 pounds, there's that too.
Right.
So you know you wanted to make some type of change. And you know that step one is you have to sign up to a gym. And then the
Right.
even bigger step two is you actually have to show up. Right. And
Right.
so when you get there, you know that you could go to the gym today and you can sit in there for the next 8 hours. 8 hours. You are killing your body. You're not going to go home with abs. It just doesn't work that way. We know what
Nope.
it takes to get there. And it's going to be time over time over time over time. Credit is the same way. So when
Mhm.
it comes to trying to get help with things, you have to understand you have to make a decision. And the decision is normally, I'm going to do this. And then it's going to come
Yeah.
with some research. How am I going to do it? It's I'm going to do
Right.
it. And now, how am I going to do it? Do I want somebody to help me with this? So, do I want to hire a personal trainer at the gym? I
Right.
know it costs more and above the membership, but I know that
Right.
they're going to critique me and they're going to make sure that I'm doing the form right, that I'm not overextending, that I'm not going to hurt myself, and that I'm doing things correctly. Some people find
Right.
value in that. If they have the extra money to spend, they will go ahead and do it.
Right.
But then
And if it's
also,
important to them. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then also, what happens to the people that don't? What happens to the people that want the personal trainer, but they just don't have it in the budget, but they know they need to make this change? Well, we're
Right.
helping those people too, right? So that's where all of
Yeah.
this comes down to. And this is why Dispute Eagle exists in complement with James Warren Group. So, like,
So
Dispute Eagle
awesome.
is a product of James Warren Group because we noticed in the years we were doing it, well, all of the people who said no just because it wasn't in their budget, I would get obsessed with how can I help them? How can I help them? How can I help them? And unfortunately, in my industry, and it's kind of funny, it is very related to like the I guess gym industry or the fitness industry. is there's always those people out there that are going to say, take this pill and by tomorrow, you're going to have a six pack. And there's people that buy it every single day. Right. And
They
now
want to
there's
believe it.
people that know, like, hey, that it doesn't work like that. But there
Yeah.
are people who are very predatory trying to manipulate the people who don't know any better. So I
Right.
want to find those people and tell them that there's a better way. And it's not the most attractive way, it's not the most sexy way. It's, hey, this is going to take a lot of work and it's also going to take some time. But I'm telling you the truth, right? Like, you don't have to buy a lotion or
Exactly.
you don't have to do these
Right.
things. We'll walk you through and we'll get it done. And there, it's one of those terms. I forgot who said it. Somebody said it to me, and it's really good. It was "go slow to go fast," and I was like,
Ooh,
"What?"
yes.
And I was like, "Huh?" And then, like, I really started to process. Actually, I think it was. I think it. Was, I yeah. Actually, I think I remember who it is now.